Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I know I have not really done a video in a while because life just kind of got a little crazy for me. So I'm writing a curriculum with nuggets of wisdom. I'm creating 5 to 10 products in my TPT shop a week. Life things have happened. Health things regarding my health, that's sort of in motion as well. So it's just been a little crazy, but this past weekend, at the time that I'm filming this video, I went to a TPT live event, which for TPT, this is a brand new event that they have started for TPT sellers. It's ideally for beginner or intermediate sellers on TPT that just need some refreshers on growing their store. And because majority of you are wanting more information from me about how to sell on TPT and how to get that dream income that you have been asking for, yes, I've been doing my research. I went to the live event and I have to say, I was thoroughly impressed with all the information that I was given out. And it is refreshing to hear directly from TPT what exactly they are looking for. And I will have to say, hearing from a TPT seller who makes 6 figures a year selling on TPT and hearing her insights of what it takes to get to that point is really refreshing. And it's also just a nice reminder on why you sell on TPT to begin with. So before we continue on with this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell down below so that you are notified of new videos that come out on my channel. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram because that is where I provide weekly updates on my 100 TPT product challenge and just other updates that you wouldn't otherwise get here. And I frequent there more often, so if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now. So you get shorter content there, and then you get longer form content from me on YouTube. Now, one thing that I do want to share, I kind of want to share some of the highlights from the TPT live event since it is brand new and TPT is in the works of wanting to host more of these TPT live events in other states and cities. So I believe there is an interest form if you are saying, hey, you should come to this city, and that way it's closer by to you. This is relatively new and I went to the second event ever. The second time they were hosting this. The first one they hosted in Texas, and then the second one was hosted in Kentucky. And I was able to go to the Kentucky one since I am not able to go to the big San Diego conference in July. So I thought, well, this could be a nice buffer. And it was a lot smaller, I believe, because it was hosted in May, and we know May can be kind of a crazy time in terms of, if you're a teacher, you have end of school year events, you have field trips, you have field days, you have graduations, you have all the things happening in May. So there were only about 15-20 of us at this event. So it did feel small, but it did feel a little more intimate in terms of being able to ask the questions that you want to ask to tailor it to what you're looking for in your shop. And it was also easy to be in community with other sellers. A lot of the times they're able to share social media info and you can follow each other's things. Sometimes you can even stay in touch with them and ask for more insights on how to sell on TPT. Because believe it or not, even though this workshop is meant for beginners and intermediate sellers, there were a lot of big time sellers that came to the live event as well because they just love going to any kind of TPT event that there is. Now, I don't know if there's any other TPT events aside from the big conference that they have every summer, and of course, this brand new TPT live event that, like I said, I've only been to the second ever TPT live event ever. So I'm excited to see how a lot of these events go, and if they'll continue to go to the same locations every year, or if they'll continue to just spread around. So ideally, I know at some point, the long-term goal for me is to be able to go to one of the big summer conferences at TPT. My big hope is that for next year, they come back to the East Coast. Maybe they'll do one in Nashville. That would be at least a little bit closer to the backyard that I'm at if they host in Nashville. Not that I'm trying to bring any ideas to TPT, but it would be helpful if they had it close to that area. I know the last time that they had a conference in Nashville, it was in 2014. Maybe not. So I digress. The big highlights that I have gotten from the TPT conference is why sell on TPT? What is your why? And I know for a lot of us, it is so easy to be like, because it's passive income and I want to earn passive income. I want to earn money while I'm playing with my kids or while I'm teaching. While, yes, that is a goal, it should not be your only mindset. And that's been the biggest takeaway, because it can just be so easy to fall into the trap of, well, I just want to earn money in my sleep. It's so easy to fall into that and not realize, oh yeah, if I'm selling on TPT, I need to sell for teachers and students, something that's actually going to benefit them as opposed to just benefiting me. And if you're already in that mindset of like, I just want to earn passive income, and that's your only mindset, you're already setting yourself up to fail. I'm just being honest with you on there, because obviously that's not the purpose of TPT. The purpose of TPT is to help other teachers. Teachers pay teachers, but you support. It's more along the backgrounds of like teachers supporting teachers, as it should be. TPT is a marketplace for teachers. The data that I have learned from TPT is that there are 7 million teachers worldwide. 85% of US teachers use TPT, and then there are over 7 billion resources on TPT, which I know those numbers, with a lot of numbers, you think, this market is oversaturated, and you are far from wrong from that. And if you are also thinking in that mindset, that's also not correct, because I'm going to show you on my data soon how it's not actually an oversaturated market, and that we learn to work smarter, not harder, with TPT. And obviously at the end of the day, you want to create quality resources for other teachers that can actually use these resources over and over and over again for their classes. So what I am going to show you here, which I guess it's a little bit of like the TPT Live experience, and how if it ever comes into your town, go to it. You learn a lot of insight, a lot of information behind it. But I also want to transfer it over now to the data on my own personal TPT shop, that I think the numbers that you're going to see here, they're going to blow your mind. And then I have a very special surprise at the end. So please, please, please stay at the end for that. Can you promise me that? We are transferring now over to the screen in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Ta-da! My dashboard. Now, as I'm recording this, this is going to be in mid-May. Not quite mid-May. It's like May 13th at the time I'm filming this. So not quite in the middle of May, but pretty much so. Now, what have you noticed? The earnings that I have so far. And I'm here to tell you, as soon as I turn over that compared to last year toggle, let's just go ahead and do it. Compared to last year, this is truly amazing. And if you follow me on Instagram and you see all of my stories and you see, like I say, data doesn't lie. Data doesn't lie. It's right there. So this time last year, I only earned $44.55, excuse me. Now, obviously this year, these numbers are bigger, and that is over $203.40, which is quite a bit. And I am actually surprised with the bundles that I have created with the 100 TPT product challenge. Those products that I have been setting out have actually been my biggest sellers so far, and I'm happy with that. But the types of products that I'm also selling can also give me an idea of what I can do for next year, because they are a little bit tailored for this type of year instead of in other years. So I know this is something that for me, planning out what can I do, what can I create for products in terms of, you know, for May. Now, this data, it can say a lot. Now, I will also switch over to this year alone. So this year alone, obviously we have exceeded the earnings that I have earned all of last year. Like, and we're not even done. We're not even done with this year. I mean, we're not quite at the 6-month mark yet, but as you can see from the data, we have time. So I imagine I will at least be earning 4 figures in my TPT store this year. Now, is that going to exceed to 5 figures? Would it actually get close to a full-time income earning situation? Well, obviously time will tell at this point if we are going to be seeing numbers that are full-time income numbers. And I think all this new information that I've shared. Now, I didn't just apply all the information that I learned on Saturday and this is what happened. Obviously, there have been new concepts that I have learned over time that I have applied to my current products and new products that I have in my shop. And that's why the data that you see here is the data that it is. So I promise it wasn't that instantaneous from the TPT live event. So rest assured, because like I said, you know, passive income on TPT, it's not completely passive, and it is something that it's like a garden. It takes time to grow. So obviously, but I am surprised that the steps that I have learned over time that I have applied with new products that I've created has made my store skyrocketed, like you have seen here. And here's the thing, I want to share that information with you. I'm excited to want to share that information with you, which has inspired me, and you guys have inspired me since you have been asking, how do you start a TPT shop? How do I make sure it is successful? And what can I do with the information that I have in my current shop? What does that look like for me? And this is why I am now in the process of creating a TPT course. Now, it is not quite available yet, right? Because this is stuff I've learned over time. This is stuff I've learned from the event and networking with other people, that all of those wisdoms and insights is what has inspired me to make the course. But at least for the time being, so that way you get live updates of when this course will be released and when you can partake in the course, I have in the link in my description a sign up to join the wait list of this brand new TPT course that I'm going to create, so that way you're in the know and you don't miss out. And I'm going to try to make it as soon as possible, because it is so easy to fall into the set of just like, oh, I'll create my TPT store over the summer, or I'll do it when X, Y, and Z happens. And the thing is, don't wait, because that is essentially lost income opportunities for you. So that's why at the time I'm filming this, I am creating this as soon as I possibly can, so that way it is in your hands and you can start right away and you can start seeing the numbers that you saw on my screen as soon as possible as well. So thanks again for tuning in. If you have stayed till the end of the video, please let me know down in the comments, what are your end of year or summer plans that you have. It's always so fun, you know, for May, like graduations and end of school year parties, or I'm going on this vacation, or I'm happy to get this break from school. So I love hearing all those suggestions, and I love hearing what's going on with you as well. Or if you also want to share your TPT goals, let me know down there in the comments as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.